Big addition.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, DJ Chardae.
And it is your boy, DJ Big Bopper.
And we're here with another episode of Wave of the Planet.
That's right. How's your week going so far, Chardae?
Last Tuesday, I was so stressed. I had a breakdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just, couldn't handle anything. And I was like, you know what? No, I have this to do. I need to do this, and I need to do this. And so I was like, I stayed at school till I finished it. I went home. I ate dinner. I took a bath.
Mm-hmm.
I read a book. I felt so much better, and I was like, okay, so that's going to be my either Tuesday or Wednesday routine, because Wednesdays, I'm done with class by 12. So yesterday was Tuesday, and I was like, uh-oh, another Tuesday. Don't want this to be a bad day, but whatever. It's going to be okay. So I'm supposed to graduate next semester, right? This is on track-wise, this is my, this is my fourth year. I'm in my 7th semester. And so I hadn't applied for graduation yet because I don't like surprises, and I'm not just going to blindly do it. I already registered for class, but I wanted to get advised to make sure I was registered for the right things, and then to make sure that I would graduate next semester. And when I registered, there was a class that I wasn't able to get. And so I was like, what do I do? Because I don't want to stay.
They didn't allow you to override into it?
Well, it wasn't there. It just wasn't there for me to register for. So I emailed my advisor, and I was like, hey, I registered for class. I'm applying for graduation this semester, within the next week. I just need to know, what I need to do about this class. Because I could graduate, I could walk and then take a class in the summer, but I don't want to have to do that,
Yeah.
I want to be done. I'm already starting to, make plans and, applying for jobs and stuff like that. So he emails me and tells me, well, that class is pretty much only available in the fall. It wasn't available for the spring. And I have 133 hours. He was like, you're over your 45 for whatever. He's like, I'm just going to waive that class for you. Congratulations on your upcoming graduation.
Awesome.
So
look at that.
Yesterday was a bomb day.
Congratulations.
So good. I had a good weekend. I cleaned. My apartment was spotless. Is it like that today? Probably not. But I'll probably do some more cleaning later on today. But yeah, it's been a pretty long week. How about you, Bob?
Okay, so we had the time change come, I believe, was it Saturday or Sunday?
It was, so it happened Sunday at 2. So instead of your clock going, Sunday morning going from 1 to 2, it goes from 1:59 to 1 o'clock again.
Yeah, all the people working at the night shifts at Jack in the Box and Taco Bell were like, what?
For real, because they close it too. And so they're like, for real?
They're like, please
Hey,
let me go home.
That just means that Taco Bell was open for another hour.
Yeah, that's true that. And so I had set all the clocks in my house aren't set anyway. So the only thing I have is my phone. So that's what I had it set on. And I got a call from my coworker at 7 a.m. and he was talking to me like he was at the studio, and so I thought he was doing morning edition. I thought, because he was asking me all kinds of different questions, so I thought he was doing morning edition. And my roommate, who had work at 7, wasn't going in yet, so I was just really thrown off for a loop. And I was like, oh, maybe my phone didn't just adjust right, so I set it back an hour, I think. Yeah. So, She ended up having to, one of my roommates ended up having to go in at 8 instead of 7. So it kind of threw me off. So I'm just doing my normal morning routine, thinking everything's good, did a load of laundry, and I get a Snapchat. Where are you? I look at my phone. I was like, it's 8:36. What are you talking about? And then it dawned on me when I saw my computer's time, and I was like, oh my Lord. So I ended up being late for Monday, and but my Monday got a lot better. After I done with that, I went to my government class, and I was just I walk in, and I was really confused because it's our breakout class, so we're broke up into groups. So I walk in there, and everybody has Scantrons. I'm super confused. I go to sit down, and then it dawns on me, there's a test today. And I was like, oh no. So I had a 10-second heart attack, like freaking out. And then I was like, wait a minute. I'm exempt from this test. And I walked out. And that has been how my week has been so far.
That's what's up. That's what's up. There's nothing like walking into something feeling unprepared and being like, oh, I don't have to do this.
I wasn't just unprepared. It was total blindside. Like I was like, I purposely do enough in this class because to get exempt. So I don't really like study the material. I just study to do the quizzes. So if I really took that test right now, I probably wouldn't. I don't think I'd do too well because that's why I make sure to do everything else so I don't have to take those tests. So.
I feel that. Songs of the week. Last week, so we're just like rebounding from last week because last week was like Halloween themed and all of this. But like, okay, I'm going to say it once and that's it. I promise. Just once. People are saying that you can't skip right into Christmas. And I don't think that's what's happening. I think the reason, and Bopp already knows, the reason that people go from Halloween to Christmas is because there's no Thanksgiving music, movies, playlists, anything. Okay?
Oh, there are plenty of movies. We know this.
Okay.
Peanuts.
Yes. Okay. Yes, the Thanksgiving movie. But, like, one of the few. Thanksgiving is a holiday, but, like, it doesn't get the support and rally that Christmas does. And, like, there's no Thanksgiving music, and don't you dare say Africa.
No, I'm not. It's just there. If you want to listen to Thanksgiving music, just go to Toto 4.
No.
Track 10.
Do not do it. It's Africa. He tweeted that back at me, and I reported that tweet. Anyways, what I was saying, people jump right from Halloween to Christmas because we like to be festive and we like something to celebrate, right? So Christmas is a festive time. You celebrate it. There's music, there's movies, there's like a whole like feeling of Christmas, you know? Thanksgiving to me is like a day. And I love Thanksgiving, but it's like, it's kind of like Christmas is a mindset and Thanksgiving is like a time. So like, you know, I like Thanksgiving, you go and you like hang out with your family and you're feeling super thankful. But then like the next day is Black Friday and you're doing all this Christmas shopping. And I hate that too. Like I hate that Black Friday now starts at like 4 o'clock.
That's why I mess with Cyber Monday, dude.
Oh yeah, me too.
Plus all the Black Friday deals are online anyway.
Hey, and we get paid on Black Friday. So Cyber Monday, it's on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so like if you can find some Thanksgiving music, tweet it at me at Chardangerous, SHAR, dangerous. If not, let me listen to my Michael Bublé and be happy.
Thanksgiving music is like I feel like it's a lot more classical style, I guess. It's a lot less like I don't know.
But that's not even Thanksgiving music. That's like music you would play during Thanksgiving. You know, there's a difference.
But they sing about it. Like the music is about it. It's just it?
Because I've legitimately like never heard a Thanksgiving song.
My mom actually has like a CD for Thanksgiving that has a couple different things on it. That's the only reason I know.
Yeah. Okay. See, but like to the average uneducated person about it, I would know literally like nothing about.
I don't disagree. I mean, there's not that much when it comes to music. There's a couple movies. They're usually like those. Those Hallmark, like, kind of rom-com kind of movies. Yeah. There's
a couple, like, Hallmark... Definitely Hallmark owns the, like, holiday game. You know, they have movies for everything. But I think that, like, when it comes to, like, classic movies that you remember, of course there's Peanuts. But, like, when I think of the Peanuts, I think of It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. So even that goes to Halloween. But I do think that there's... And, like, there's Thanksgiving specials and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I think that Christmas is such a, like, time, you know? It's such, like, and it's a good, cheery mindset. Like, I'm not mad at people for putting up their trees right now. What are you supposed to do for Thanksgiving? Are you supposed to put up a turkey?
I mean, my mom decorates the entire house Thanksgiving, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We have, what is it, the harvest?
Oh, okay, but see, the cornucopia.
Cornucopia, yeah.
But see, even that, to me, that's like a fall thing. Like, I feel like you can decorate for fall and be decorating for Like, you can decorate for Thanksgiving, but it's like fall decorations.
Oh, most definitely. And the big difference on Thanksgiving is the fact that my mom switches out the tablecloths, the ones that has turkeys on it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I think that...
But you got to think about, like, Thanksgiving is, like, part of, like, the harvest thing. It's the end, like, right before the winter.
Yeah.
That's when we get all the food and get it together. That's the whole, like...
I think the main thing when it comes to decorating and stuff is, like, especially now, like, me and my friends, we might, hey, that's literally the title of my song of the week. That's funny. We're going to decorate for Christmas. We haven't put our tree up yet, but we might not celebrate Thanksgiving together. We're thinking about doing a Friendsgiving, but we might not. We might not have the chance.
Yeah, same here.
If we do, if we don't, you know, we're going to have, like, we're going to do Secret Santa.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, we'll celebrate Christmas. I don't know if we'll celebrate Thanksgiving.
Last year we did everyone in my fraternity's family lineage we all banded together and we had a Thanksgiving together. And that was pretty awesome because there was like 20 of us there. It was like a potluck. Everybody bring their own little...
Yeah, I think that's what we're thinking about doing.
And then my roommate's... girlfriend's mom came over and dropped off some Christmas decorations, so we might actually have Christmas decorations this year. She also has the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer outfit for her car.
Hey, we just got Ben a hoodie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think we're going to get him a Santa suit, too.
Oh.
And then my 3 dogs at home now. We got a new dog last weekend. I didn't tell you that. I'll show you her later. She's so cute. We're going to get them some pajamas and dress up and take pictures in front of the tree this year.
I think we're going to try to put mittens on the cats. And then
Kittens with mittens.
And then I know the dogs already got their bandanas and they'll have a Santa hat. Or antlers, one or the other.
Well, we'll talk about Christmas. We'll talk about Christmas in December. We won't disrespect... I mean, we already have, but, you know, we won't disrespect any of our listeners. And also, I think for our Christmas episode, because we're going to have to record this early, because I don't know about Bopp, but I'm going home.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be in Colorado the 15th, I think.
But we'll talk about Hanukkah and Kwanzaa a little bit, too, because we don't discriminate. Happy holidays, boy. So, as I was saying, we were talking about songs of the week.
As we go on a 10-minute tangent about Thanksgiving and how it has no music, no culture.
No culture. This is mine. So, I've been watching lately. Do you know who Busy Phillips is?
Nope.
You've seen stuff that she's in. If I pull up a picture of her, you'll know who she is. White Chicks. Have you seen White Chicks?
Oh, yes.
She plays the friend who gets her hair braided.
Oh, okay,
she's really funny. She's so funny. Well, she has a new show. Busy Phillips?
Mm-hmm.
She has a new show, and this is like the theme song to the show.
Okay.
And I started watching it because I love her as an actress. She's an actress, but she's an activist. She just wrote a memoir. I think she's awesome, and so I started watching the show, and then this is the theme song, and I really like it. And so take a listen.
When I was 5, I talked too much. When I was 10, I think I started losing my touch. And now the reason that you'll never find me, I come home every night. It's just me and my friends, me and my friends, me and my friends. It's just me and my friends, me and my friends, me and my friends.
All right, Bob, so that's mine. What's yours?
Mine is going to have to be Motion by Oliver Tree. And first of all, I'm actually having a hard time kind of figuring out what I would call it, genre-wise or style. But I first listened to him on a track with Getter.
Is it called Movement?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Movement by Oliver Tree. And I first heard him on one of Getter's tracks, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this, and I kind of looked up into his music, and he kind of had more stuff coming out lately, and it's just kind of been something I'm vibing on, and it's I don't know if it's acid trap, I don't know if it's melodic rap, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of unique, so let's take a listen to it.
Talk, don't break your jaw. Movement was my only chill. steps. Some days I wake up brain dead. Hook me up on life support.
So acid trap.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's like this switch up in it, and I've been having difficulty trying to like put him in a genre because it's just kind of just shifts throughout the song of kind of what it is, and I don't know why, but I've just been vibing to his stuff lately.
I get that. When I first listened to it, I was like, "Whoa, this sounds like something that I would listen to."
I know. I was like, I kind of want to. I was like, this is my next submission to the. To the music committee because I don't know. Well, one, you gotta actually take a look at the guy first of all.
No, I did, and the first thing that I saw was like a hot Cheetos bathtub challenge. So,
well, if y'all ever seen, he's on the they make there's like this meme. It was the Scooter Boys, and he's in that. He's just wild. He has like this bowl cut thing, and it's just who was that? Coconut Head from
Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Boom.
I used to love that.
That's
show,
him growing up.
Okay, so for a second I thought you were serious, but honestly, yeah, it looks like him.
No, he definitely looks like that. He still has all that awkwardness, and it's just like I don't know. I enjoy it because when I hear the music and then I see the artist, I'm just like that doesn't match. I'm confusion.
America,
explain. I am in confusion.
That is one of my favorite vines. Why is this Kansas, but this is not Arkansas? And I mean, she's not
America,
wrong.
explain.
She's not wrong. Why is one Kansas and the other one Arkansas?
True.
But anyways, we got some news for you guys this week. What do you want to start with, Bob?
So I kind of want to talk about Ariana Grande, and she was picked as this year's Billboard's 2018 Woman of the Year. Yeah. They said she stands up for herself and her decisions in a world that isn't hospitable to that strength in young women. She's got guts, and she's making some of the best music of her career, and she's absolutely deserving of Woman of the Year. And this goes off of, she was just on the Queen album with
Nicki Minaj.
And she was on...
Bed? I think that was what the song was called.
Yeah. So, and so she was, I know she blew up on that recently. I know she has a lot of her own things going on.
Mm-hmm. Sweetener just came out. And that one, I think there was like three songs in the top hit. What was it? Breathing. And there was two other ones in the top hits. Oh, no, Tears Left to Cry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't remember the other one was. She also just came out with a new song called Thank You Next.
Yeah, I saw some things they were saying Thank You. I think it's already at 150 million views, they were saying.
I wouldn't be surprised. That came out Saturday, and so it was like Saturday right before SNL, literally 30 minutes before SNL. And
is this the episode of SNL where Pete was on?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, but she, pretty much is like no hate, no shade, just like. So it came out 3 days ago on YouTube, and it's already got 13 million views.
Okay.
But she sang it on the Ellen Show live. I guess not that long ago, because it was just uploaded to YouTube a couple hours ago. So it might have been like yesterday.
Maybe it was streams I was thinking of. I saw that was the big thing I had on news on my phone when I woke up, and I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But the lyrics are pretty good to that one. She, thanks her exes. Like literally, it's like no tea, no shade. It's literally just like a thank you. I learned lessons from you. One of them taught me patience, one taught me love, one taught me patience, one taught me pain.
I think it's wild because I believe isn't Ariana and Selena Gomez the only like Disney stars that are still doing music and still out?
Yeah, kind of. Miley Cyrus, too.
I was about to say, I haven't really heard anything from Miley, though.
Not lately. I mean, she did a lot of stuff after Disney, though. But yeah, I haven't heard anything. I think she dropped an album last year.
Oh, did she? Okay.
But I didn't listen to it. I know Malibu came out, last
summer? I think it's wild because, like, Ariana, she was on Victorious, right?
Yes.
And she wasn't even, like, a main...
That's Nickelodeon.
Oh. Well,
but I think she did do something on Disney Channel.
Well, I don't know.
She was on Victorious, and she played Cat.
Okay.
And then she was on Sam and Cat, which was like a Victorious iCarly spinoff.
Interesting.
Because, you know, iCarly was with Carly and Sam and Freddie.
Yeah.
And the Victorious was with all of them. And Ariana Grande played Kat. And so it was like, Kat met Sam Puckett. And like...
Interesting.
So, and then after that, you know, she just started doing her own thing.
Yeah, I just think it's wild. I mean, it's great to see someone exceed. And if that's... Because that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to make music. So I think it's kind of wild to see that transformation, you know?
Absolutely. And I'm proud of her for winning Woman. I think she totally deserves it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought she was going to last year.
See, I haven't been keeping up with her too much of her music, but I know her as a person.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she is a wonderful person.
Well, yeah, because she uses her platform and her strength to support causes that, like, she believes in. You know, she did the March for Our Lives earlier this year. She's always advocating for mental health awareness, LGBTQ rights, Black Lives Matters on all of her social media accounts. And after the bombing at Manchester during her concert, she organized the One Love benefit concert, and that raised $23 million.
Plus, she paid for, or didn't she like pay for everything?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she
for
did.
all the victims. Yeah,
and so 100% she deserves this. She stands up for herself. You know, she stands true to her convictions. She's got guts.
Yeah, no, I definitely am glad to see her succeeding. It's nice to see, like, she didn't change. I don't feel like her character, like, even from that show, like, she's still like that same kind of. Then you go to like Miley Cyrus, and you think of Hannah Montana, and then
yeah, and then you think of
23.
Miley Cyrus had I don't know if it was an album or if it was just an EP. But it was called, like, Me and My Dead Pets or something like that. And
interesting.
It was interesting. Or no, it was Bangers. I think it was the album was called Bangers. There was a song called Pablo the Blowfish.
Yes.
I think that was on Me and My Dead Pets, actually. Pablo the Blowfish. That song is literally about her loving, how can you love something you'll never touch? Like, is like the first line. And it's like actually kind of a deep song if you think about it. But she's singing about her blowfish that she never got to, like, pet. Like,
I mean, I could understand. Like, let's say I had a hedgehog. I couldn't pet that hedgehog.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, it just seems so dumb. But, like, listening to the song, it's a tad bit emotional. Also,
hedgehogs, fun fact, have, like, the softest bellies ever.
Oh, I've never known that.
That's why it's protected by all that meanness.
Okay.
So they'll just curl up, and you get poked.
Oh. What do you got?
Well, this is another thing. This is something I had actually no idea about. Apparently, Gibson guitars and the Gibson brand has gone bankrupt.
No way. No.
The Nashville-based guitar company Gibson Brands announced a crop of new executives who hope to guide the business through a pivotal transition in its 124-year history as the company emerges from a bankruptcy protection. So the newly named president and CEO is James J.C. Curley, who is exiting his role as the president of Levi Strauss Company to take the position. And it was earlier this month, a U.S. bankruptcy court in Delaware approved the company reorganization plan, which allows it to exit the bankruptcy of $500 million and to keep itself in business.
One of my favorite drag queens plays a Gibson guitar.
Really?
All. Yeah, that's all.
This caught me by surprise because I think of floor monitors, I think of amps, I think of Les Paul, I think of just normal guitars that they make. It's just like Gibson is one of the first things to come to mind when it comes to that.
I think that all these like big name companies now are starting to like not necessarily go out of business, but you know what I mean? Starting to like their stocks maybe declining a little bit because like that was the thing back then to have like a Gibson guitar, but now it's kind of like I don't know. I think that
because it was known for like the rock stars.
Yeah, and now it's kind of like the term rock stars kind of being redefined, and like I think that mainly just the fact that like people aren't necessarily owning guitars just to own a guitar anymore, you know? Like you're using that for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I think that like not necessarily that the stock and everything is going to go down, but like not everyone has money to just buy a bazillion guitars just to buy them, you know?
Well, not only that, but then like Gibson, they're quality, so they're like typically,
They're
and they're like
pricey.
they're a name brand, so they're definitely like a
Yeah.
higher.
I just looked up one and I was like, whoa, that's the
I don't
quadruple
know,
digits.
that probably wasn't even a Les Paul.
No, I don't think it was.
If you look up the Les Pauls, Gibsons, they're even more. And it's just apparently okay. So what apparently had made them go kind of bankrupt was they were trying to break into the home stereo, like the home audio, and the headphone market. And they put a lot of money into that, and it's just not. It just wasn't working out for them. So they're going through redistricting, or not redistricting. They're going to restructuring of the company. They're not doing that anymore. They're going to focus more on what they're known for, not.
Yeah, I think that I don't want to say that not everyone can break into that market, but you know what I mean? Like when Beats they're in the headphone business. So when they get into the speaker game, obviously you expect that. Like
I can't see Beats making an amp that would rival Gibson, just like I couldn't see Gibson making headphones.
Exactly. It's like know where you're at.
Yeah, they are quality products. They are good brand, but I feel like I don't think I like what I know they produce. I know is good. I know is quality. If they were to produce like new stuff, try to do newer things, I don't see it working out.
Yeah, there's certain markets that you not necessarily,
even though they're like
you just
similar.
shouldn't break into. Yeah. I just don't think of like if I want a good high quality guitar that I'm not gonna have to pay for, that's where I want it from. But if I want like just a decent pair of headphones, I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on them.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I had the money, if I could have one guitar in the world, it'd probably be a Les Paul. Like, they are beautiful. They're beautiful guitars, and I know they're going to work forever.
Yeah.
So it's just, I just find that very, very odd because I never even heard about it until like I saw this story, and I was just like, I just thought that was crazy to me because like I said, every time I think of anything, I go to a lot of concerts. They typically have Gibson.
Yeah.
And it's just like, very, very peculiar. And I just wasn't ready for that. So we were talking about how like a lot of other big industries from back when we were young, like Kodak is out of business now too.
Yeah.
And like go back 20
Toys
years
R
ago.
Us.
Yeah, like
They're
Kodak,
coming back though.
I think Kodak. There's not a family out there that has not taken a picture on either Kodak disposable camera or a Kodak their film, or hasn't been at a Kodak kiosk. Like they have dominated the picture game, and then all of a sudden they just didn't transfer over to the digital age.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what is weird to me is that Kodak had made the first digital camera back in 1975, but they didn't want to release it then because they were worried it would mess with their picture business or the motion picture business that they were in charge of. So they ended up. So they've had it since 1975, and even when the digital cameras and the digital age was coming to photography, they still didn't release their digital camera, and they just waited way too long. By the time it was just too late.
Because they really could have like capitalized on the whole game. They could have had the whole market, and
they were just afraid to change. And then we kind of got the opposite on Gibson, where they're trying to change and it's just not working.
it's one of those like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think you can, but at certain points it's not going to work.
I mean, I can't say you do what always works, because I mean we wouldn't have Nintendo if they were still making playing cards, you know.
Yeah.
But there's just like, I don't know. I feel like when you're established that much as this is what you're known for, this is what you're good at, this is what your products are for.
Yeah.
Trying to change that narrative just is trying to add new things to it and just trying to break into a market which is already oversaturated anyway with a new product. Is just I just don't think it was a smart idea, and that is why they went bankrupt. So
I agree. I think there's too much when there's too many headphones out there. There's too many, stuff like that out there that's already offered. That's going to be maybe even better quality for not as expensive.
Not only that, but you got to think of the millions of brands of headphones that there are. Because there's like knockoffs, there's $5, and they can range from like $5 to $100. Like,
absolutely, and I'm not gonna lie, I get mine from Amazon.
Yeah, me too.
I don't have any Beats.
Like the ones I walked in today, I bought for $250, and they're wireless. They have radio. They take card. They take chips. It's amazing. I love it, and it's Bluetooth.
Exactly.
And it's $2, and it was $2.50. I'm sure. I'm pretty positive it's near the same capabilities as Beats. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's just wild. But you think of, like, when it comes to guitars and amps and stuff, there's not a huge slew of brands.
Yeah.
It's very limited. So I feel like why trying to get out? They're trying to get into a saturated market and just never really.
Yeah. And it's not going to work. But, I mean, good luck with their rebranding. And, well, it's not really, I guess, rebranding. It's kind of just like to, go back to what was really helping them. So.
Exactly. We're gonna move on. We got a little bit of news about Lil Xan. If you didn't know, Lil Xan, he used to be engaged or dating.
He was dating Noah Cyrus.
And he was the one who gave Billy Ray a bong for his birthday, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Kids nowadays.
Man. Well, he ended up canceling a slew of tour dates recently, and the official reason he gave was because he is suffering from exhaustion. But he then told them that it was the fight to kick drugs that also played a role. He said that he's not in rehab. He has isolated himself in a forest somewhere while he recovers, and he's hoping to be back in commission by the time his Mac tribute album Be Safe drops. The 22-year-old rapper told us the deaths of Mac and fellow rapper Lil Peep almost a year ago made him curb his drug use, but he says he's still not clean. He got specific about which drug he's struggling with now, and much like Demi, he has said he goes through long periods of sobriety, but just relapse, and that's common, and any other addict would understand that happens. So,
yeah. I was very affected by Mac Miller's death.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do drugs before, and I'm definitely not going to do them now. I think it's not a good thing that he died. It's really not. It messes me up literally every day. Honestly, I'd be seeing him in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to be here on the 10th in Dallas. I think that it's good that people are learning from this. And they're taking from it that not everyone is invincible. Because to tie into that, they released his cause of death on Monday. And so Malcolm McCormick, the music artist known as Mac Miller, was found to have died from mixed drug toxicity, the L.A. County Department Medical Examiner Coroner determined. An announcement on their website said on September 7th he died. He was discovered unresponsive at his home. I'm not going to give his address. At 11:51 a.m. on September 8th, an autopsy was performed and a cause of death was deferred pending under further investigation. That came out and found out he died from mixed drug toxicity, fentanyl, cocaine, and ethanol. So basically, he was really drunk. He was drinking liquor.
Wait, you said ethanol?
Ethanol.
So he was drinking that corn grain.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it could have been moonshine.
Yeah.
It was probably
that corn mash. Ugh.
Cocaine and fentanyl. Fentanyl is 10 times stronger than heroin. And they found this in his blood. So my guess is that he wasn't, doing he didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, he thought it was heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays, and that's another thing about drugs. We've talked about drugs so much on this podcast and about how, neither one of us are a fan. We've been slightly affected by people who, have succumbed to drug addictions and things like that. And the thing is, you don't ever, to me anyways, you don't ever really know what you're getting.
Well, it's like, it's that unspoken thing, I feel like, in the music industry that everybody does drugs.
Yeah. And
it's something that it's just now coming up to where it takes a tragedy to make a change.
Yeah.
And it's just,
like, his dealer literally gave him fentanyl. And like, he could have really wanted it, but I think that, because it was an accidental overdose. It wasn't like, he didn't have major levels in his system, so it wasn't like he was trying to overdose. He wasn't even doing a lot of it, really.
Yeah.
The fact is, because there was fentanyl in his system and not heroin like he thought. And it was cardiac arrest, so he died of a heart attack.
Lil Xan said he used to deal some drugs, and then whenever fentanyl came out, he would see his friends would take it, and he was like, I did not like it, and that's what he quit dealing drugs, is because of that. And it's just terrible. It always takes a tragedy to make a change. So I guess the only silver lining out of this whole situation is, because of they've been affected by the death of Mac Miller, is that they're trying to make a change. And that's the only silver lining that I can think of for that, because I know that it would be something he would be like,
Yeah.
Because he's making a change for the better in the industry, and I hope that it comes to light. I mean, we had Demi come out and talk about it. It's becoming a lot more prominent. People are talking about it.
Yeah, that's the
thing.
thing.
And dealing with it.
Well, because drugs used to be such a taboo topic, and that's the thing about taboo things. No one wants to talk about it.
It's very hush-hush, just don't ask, don't tell kind of thing.
Exactly. So then what do you do once it happens?
Right.
No one knows.
Exactly.
Speaking of Demi Lovato, but, of course, rest in peace, Mac. Reading this made me sad again on Monday. Like, for real, I almost cried again. But speaking of Demi Lovato, she's out of rehab. She's doing great.
And she also, she broke her media silence when she went to go vote yesterday,
Yes, she
right?
did. Yeah. Yesterday were the midterm elections. And so, she posted a picture of her voting and just said, one vote can make a difference. So make sure your voice is heard now. Go out and vote. She went out. She's out of rehab now. We don't know what's next. Her home is currently on the market for about $8.995 million.
Maybe she's trying to get away from that area. That's a lot of things that happened with my brother. Was the first thing they were get him out of that house, get him out of the area that he would do drugs, get him away from that. To kind of help. But it's also good to see, like I said, that was her first thing to break her media silence. So it's good. She looks good in the picture. She looks
she looks healthy.
Yes. So
I'm happy for Demi.
So I hope she gets a move, and I hope everything works how she needs to work, man.
She's been sober for 90 days.
Because, like I said, we don't really know how it is to be struggling with that.
Yeah.
So only thing we can do is throw our support towards them and hope for the best.
Exactly. You got any more music stories?
No, ma'am. I think I am actually done with music for today.
I have one, and you wouldn't think it's a music story, but it's about the Grinch, basically. So the Grinch is coming back out again. If you know me, you know I'm not excited about this. I think the first Grinch was primo. I'll watch that one.
Are you talking about the first animated or live action?
No, the first. The animated one, that is the first Grinch. And I love that one. I do. And then the animated one, Jim Carrey. I feel like action. Every role Jim Carrey has, he just crushes it,
That's because he literally puts his, Jim Carrey is one of those method actors. He gets in that role. And it's insane.
I think that that one is the best Grinch to me. And this new whatever this is, I'm not excited about it, but evidently it's expected to do really well in the box office. They're projecting between 55 to 65 million.
I'm going to say it. I don't care that you don't like the new... No, I'm just kidding. I don't like... The old one just wasn't... It was all narrative with a little bit of talking from the...
What, the first one? Or the second one?
The first one.
Okay.
With very little talking.
Yeah.
And if
I don't think there was
I don't
any
think there
talking.
was. Like, there might have been one peep, and that was out of, what's her face? Little
Cindy
Lou Who. And I think that's it. And the animation is just dated. Like, it's nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
But I think that my nostalgia thinks it's better than what it really was.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. I like it as long as it is executed right. Like, the Teen Titans, the reboot, that was not executed correctly. No. That is not how you do it.
I'm not a fan of, like, I don't know. I'm not, like, Benedict Cumberbatch playing the Grinch. I'm not, like, I don't know. I'm not super on board with that. There's a new character in there who I don't know who it is, but it's another one of his pets. I'm gonna go see it because I like the cast. Like, I like some of the cast. Like, okay, so Rashida Jones, love her. Kenan Thompson, Angela Lansbury, and Pharrell. So I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna have an open mind about it. But I think, to me, I just, like, in my mind, in my head, the second one didn't need an update. And I don't know. I don't think, like, everything's getting remade nowadays, and I don't think it necessarily has to.
I don't think it's getting necessarily updated. I feel like they're just well, yeah, I guess it is kind of updated for a newer generation, the next gen.
Yeah, but
which that's why it's never going to be
the next
that
gen
good
can
to
watch
us.
the second one and be happy with it. But I
love the live action. I'm talking about the animated. I can see, like, if a kid nowadays looks at the old anime, they're going to be like, "This is stupid."
Yeah,
because if you really do think about it, it's not that good of a movie.
No, it's really not. It's just about a nostalgia thing for me. For me, the second one was really good.
Oh yeah, no.
And so now I'm like, why do they?
But they're not going to redo a live action.
No,
this one's animated.
I know, but I'm just not really a fan of that sort of animation.
I agree.
After something's been live action, to reanimate it, that's kind of where in my head I'm like, but
like, you know. I don't really like the animation style. Like, I feel like I said, I talked about the Teen Titans, the old Teen Titans compared to the new. I feel like the new Grinch has that kind of chibi, I guess.
Well, and it's because Illumination is the one that's doing it, and so they're the ones who are, like, famous for Minions. They're the ones who
they
are
all
also
look
gonna
like
do.
They look like pop figures.
Yeah, and they're very textured. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna see it. I might go see it. I think me and Kristen are gonna go see it this weekend.
Always have
I'll have an open mind about it.
Yeah.
But let's see. It's so Illumination. They're the ones who've done Despicable Me, The Secret Life of Pets.
They don't have Happy at the very end when he's like, I swear to God.
Well, so this is where music comes in because Pharrell Williams is in it, and also some of the soundtrack is from Tyler, the Creator. So
I'm watching it, dude. I gotta watch it now.
I've heard You're a Mean One, Tyler, the Creator's version, and I dig it.
Is it okay?
So I think I don't know.
See, they're actually live. They're live actioning my favorite princess movie, which is Mulan. And they're saying they're not going to have any of the music in it, and that made me really sad.
No, you can't do Mulan like that.
I was like, that made me really sad.
You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel. Mr. Grinch, you're a bad banana. Mr. Grinch, with the greasy black peel. You're a vile one. You got termites in your smile. You have all the bittersweetness.
Okay, I definitely can see the Minions animation. I definitely see that now.
Like, I'm a fan of. I like the music. I think I'm gonna like the soundtrack, but like, I don't think I like that animation style for the Grinch. But
yeah, I agree, but I do like the Minions, or not Minions. I like Despicable Me.
Well, yeah, I like the animation style. I think it's really cool, but I think it works for certain things. It doesn't work for others. But then again, I have to think about it from the point of view of like,
we gotta watch it first. We've only seen trailers.
Well, yeah, but like I think that also like this is gonna be for like kids, and I have to like put myself in that perspective now. We're not old. Like I'm 21. Bop's what, 24?
Yeah.
So like we're not old, but we're older now.
Oh yeah.
And so like this is gonna be for kids that are in there. Like we're not teenagers anymore.
We're at that age to where we thought like when you're a kid, you think like 24. That's they're an adult. Yeah, no.
I'm almost there. But, like, this is going to be for, like, those, not even teenagers, I would say, for, like, preteens.
Yeah.
And, like, younger kids. I would say, like, between, like, 6 and, like, 14.
I definitely get them remastering it because like it's a new generation of kids, they like different things.
Yeah,
and if you were to sit them in front of the first animated Grinch, they're gonna hate it.
Yeah, and so see, this is the third time, like we talked about. This is the third time they've done the Grinch. The first one came out in 1966, so I think that like that's what the year my mom was born. So you got to think about it like that. Like to have animation back then.
Well, you
not
got to think
shabby.
they're doing animation all the way back in like the early 1900s.
Yeah, but I
but
mean,
these were like drawn.
like,
the reason it's so
colored
choppy is because it's each one's hand is
Yeah.
individually drawn and colored.
So it's cool because okay, my mom was born the first year that it came, the first one. The second one came in 2000, so that's like 3 years after I was born, and now I'm 21. We're getting a new one. So like I said, I don't think that it necessarily needed to be remade. I think that I'm just really in love with Jim Carrey's Grinch. And I don't know. I feel off when I hear Benedict Cumberbatch like try to yell at Max.
I don't know. I don't
know.
I don't when I'm thinking of comparing this, maybe I don't compare it to live action. I just compare it to the older animated version because that's what it's meant for.
Yeah, I guess. I
know?
just do compare it to the live action because that's like I will always compare it to the last one because that's what it's a remake of. But because this one isn't going to be, it's going to be like the live action one where it's actually, I don't know if it's going to be narrated at all because the live action one is narrated, but there's dialogue.
Very little. There's enough to. It's like they do the key points. Is the narrated.
I think that it's narrated as much as like the written book, but like it's longer. Like the original one, I don't think it wasn't that long.
Well, there wasn't much dialogue in that. That's why the exchange is pretty like limited. The interactions are also limited if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because in the live action movie, I mean, he comes down and he talks to multiple different Who in Whoville. But in the animated one, he only really talks to just the one.
Yeah. That's true. I think that one's like, it's like 25 minutes long versus like an hour and a half versus this one will probably be the same. So that's kind of why I put them on the same level.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think I'm going to go see it this weekend though. So.
Oh, is it out this weekend?
Yeah.
I thought we were still going to watch Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yeah.
Which we haven't seen yet. I know we're terrible.
Maybe I'll just spend Sunday at the movies.
Ew.
But yeah, and then so Shrek is getting a reboot also from Illumination and DreamWorks. Well,
see, this is the one they cannot change the style.
No. So I think with this, they're just they really honestly don't have an idea yet of what they're gonna do.
Well, I had seen they were talking because when you mentioned that, I looked in and they said that what they decided on is the Puss in Boots.
Well, they're doing both.
Oh, they're
rebooting both.
Okay.
So, but they don't know what they're going to do yet. They kind of it's kind of one of those things where they're like, we need to bring Shrek back.
Well, here's the thing.
We don't know how.
You cannot do Shrek without Michael Myers.
No, absolutely not. And also, you can't do Shrek without having Smash Mouth on that track list. So, I think they're just going to do another movie, Shrek 5, which honestly I'd be down for.
Yeah, or maybe,
and then a new Puss in Boots movie because they do have Puss in Boots on Netflix. He's got a show.
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing. Like, how about we go like a prequel, right?
Okay, yeah.
Prequel, and we kind of go Fiona's point of view because she
or both of them.
Well, yeah, like prequel both of them, like life before they had met because Fiona. Like they never. I know she got locked in the tower, but she had to have interacted with other people.
Yeah, and like Shrek, how did he get so grumpy?
Yeah, there's like reasons, and I would like to see
Donkey,
those.
How did he end up with the old lady, dude?
Okay, so Donkey. Since you brought that up, there's like this.
I'm making waffles.
There's a conspiracy theory that the donkey is from Pinocchio. And he's one of the boys.
Oh, yes.
Because
that's why. Yes.
Because that's why he can talk.
Yeah. I love that. Also, I feel like that'd be a great tie-in.
So that woman was probably a witch.
Oh, hey, aren't they remaking Pinocchio?
What?
I mean, I just figured
Are they just remaking everything?
Yes. that's what happens when you run out of ideas.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You have to remake everything else. Look, I swear. Pinocchio remake 2018. Oh, dude, it's happening.
Interesting. And it's going to be animated? Or is it live action?
Oh, no. If they do it, it's going to be live action for sure. Because that movie came out in 1940.
Yeah, I'm saying all these, like, a lot of these movies, it's all nostalgia. Like, they weren't that good. It's nostalgia based. It's like, I love Tron, and I love the old Tron, but I can't watch it anymore. Because it's, like, it's just not a good, it's a good story, but they just didn't have, it was just ahead of the time. They just can't do it right. And it's just like.
Well, yeah, so are you talking about, like, the original Tron?
Yeah.
Or, like,
oh, I love.
now, the new one?
See, I love Tron before the new one came out because that's just kind of what I like. And that's like I watch it with my dad.
Okay.
So it's just like.
Speaking of, like, remakes, how do you feel about, like, Aladdin? Because I'm pumped.
I'm down for Aladdin. I
Will
know
Smith plays Genie.
They're doing a, like, quote unquote live action Lion King, but it's not live action because they're still all CGI.
Yeah, I think that certain things live action work. I think that your really, really animated stuff will be I don't think the animals live action really works a little. Yeah. Like, I didn't like The Jungle Book. Yeah. It scared me a little bit, honestly. They're gonna live action Dumbo, and I think that's gonna be kind of
that.
No, but like they're putting like a grim fairy tale spin on it, and like
you must understand they're probably going the actual route of it because you got to think all of the every fairy tale Disney has used is a dark.
Oh yeah, it has a dark ending. They just put their happy little.
The
whatever
majority
on
of them are grim fairy tales.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the new Aladdin. Though.
Who's going to be Aladdin?
His name is Mina Massoud, and he's really hot. So there's that.
Okay.
Nassim Pedrad. She looks familiar.
Yeah,
I love her. She's so funny. She's playing someone.
I feel like it's just going to be so hard without Robin Williams, man.
Yeah, I agree. And that's kind of why I'm like, I think that like, that's why I'm like kind of hurt by Benedict Cumberbatch doing The Grinch, because it's like, he grew up knowing like, this is the man. Like, this guy, like, Robin Williams was the genie. Jim Carrey was the Grinch.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, man.
Yeah. It's just something
I think that's going to be the hardest thing for me to get through on Aladdin, because it's like when I'm watching a show and it switched from dubs to subs, and all of a sudden I'm looking like, what is going on here?
Yeah, but I do like that it's Will Smith, and I do think that he'll play it true. I like that it's not one of these young kids.
I agree.
It's going to
be hard. Yeah. It's like,
I agree. How you feel about this is how I feel about The Grinch. So but yeah, Shrek's gonna get a reboot. They don't know how they're gonna do it yet. So I'm thinking probably just do a Shrek 5. I like your idea of
because I would like to see like where like how old
I think a prequel of the three of them, like telling it from their point of view, would be cool. Or maybe even Dragon.
Well, I mean, Dragon is with Fiona.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
No, that's going to be, and then Donkey, find out like how they could tie in Pinocchio.
Yeah, they could.
If they come out with this Pinocchio, they can tie that.
Yeah, they could like. There's some Easter eggs in there.
They could totally do that.
We're gonna at DreamWorks when we tweet this.
Right.
At DreamWorks and Illumination, we're giving you great ideas.
Also, if y'all need a soundtrack, Toto 4.
No.
Fantastic.
No. Stop it. Okay, I have some sports news for you. And if you're a fan of The Office, you're going to think this next one's really funny. So, basically, John Krasinski, yesterday was the midterm elections. So, everyone was saying, go out and vote. Mm-hmm. Go out and vote. So, John Krasinski said, tweet me your voting sticker selfies. So somebody tweeted a picture of Chris Paul and his wife and said, me and my wife after we left the voting booth. And he said, he was like, good job, blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, that's Chris Paul. I have to pull up the tweets because they're so funny. Basically, they were like, identity theft is not a joke, Jim. They were talking about how he... so in The Office, he plays Jim. Jim ends up working for Athlete. So they're like, Jim, that's Chris Paul. And he said, haha, I'm an idiot, was too focused on the sticker. John Krasinski said that. But people were tweeting about it, and somebody tweeted at him and said, me and my wife mailed our ballots yesterday, and it's John Krasinski and his wife. And so then somebody said, good thing you don't work for a sports marketing agency or anything. And they said, athlete stock is plummeting. And so that's like the company that he works for on The Office. So I thought that was really funny. Some sports news. And then my last story is Tyus Jones. He plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
They are set to play the Lakers, I believe, today. But Tyus wanted to go see his brother play. His brother plays for Duke.
Okay.
He's a freshman at Duke. And I don't know if you know about Duke's basketball, but Duke consistently every single year puts out these amazing basketball players, right?
No, I know they're always in the at least Sweet 16.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he wanted to go see his brother play, but he couldn't get. He was like looking for flights last minute, and he couldn't get one. So his teammate Jimmy Butler was like, "Here, we'll get on my private jet, and we'll go see him play." And he was like,
Must be nice.
Yeah, basically he was like, "You sure, bro?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got you." So then Jimmy Butler had something come up, and he wasn't able to go. So he was like, "Take my private jet, go see him." Like
an athlete making a gosh,
yeah,
man, to have a private jet.
Yeah, he chartered the jet for him to go see the game, but then he wasn't able to make it. So he told Tyus, "Go ahead, just go ahead and go."
Well, it's already paid for. No?
Yeah. So Tyus Jones was able to go and see his brother make his debut.
Well, that's awesome, though. Still,
I know, and it was one of the things that, like, basically, a lot of Jimmy Butler's teammates have just attested to, like, the kind of person that he is, the kind of player that he is. So, it was really cool, honestly, to see this and see him do this, and you know, it's a testament to who he is as a person. And so, yeah, Duke ended up winning that game. They showed out that game. I think their starting five, like 4 of them are freshmen, and those 4 like outscored Kentucky's whole team.
Yeah, no, I was when I was looking at some sports news, and I'll get into one of my stories. I was looking at the Duke starting lineup came up on that search. I kind of did a little bit of that. I didn't know that his brother actually made it though, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Also, to have a brother in the NBA like that,
and also
that's gotta be like, you know.
And also to have a teammate that will allow you to take his private jet.
Yeah. Right.
Chardae, can I have your private jet? I just need to go.
Yeah, in about 7 years when I have one.
All right.
I got high hopes, man. I got high hopes for myself. But yeah, that's what I got for sports. What do you got?
I'll go ahead and start. I actually have 2 stories. I
know. I was saying I know one of them. Jeez.
The first one I'm going to go ahead and say. I know you like Toronto.
Yes, I am a Raptors fan.
So the Raptors beat out the Lakers. No, yeah, the Lakers.
And see,
it's so weird. LeBron James.
Let me just
wait a minute.
Let me just for 1 second say the Lakers are not performing how everyone thought they would.
And that's what I'm going to say, because LeBron James, he ended up only throwing up, I think, 14 or 18 points that game, and he ended up not even playing that fourth quarter. So I'd seen that, and I was like, I bet that'll make Chardae happy. It's weird thinking he's on the Lakers now. It's like every time I go to, I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Well, like, and so that's who I was saying earlier. That's who they're gonna play. The Timberwolves are gonna play, and honestly, there's a chance. Like, I think that this game is this season is gonna be great for everyone in the NBA because, like, it's not like a automatic. You know who's gonna win. Yeah, they're playing the Timberwolves tonight, and so like. It's not like who's gonna win. Like the Lakers, their record isn't all that hot. You know, they didn't win their first game until a good like week and a half in. So let's see, they are 3, 4, 5. They have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They've already got 13 losses on the season.
Yeah, I was like, I see a lot of L's up there.
Yeah. They've been taking L's. So, like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that part of it... but it's funny, like, if you look through, it's like team leaders of the game. LeBron. This one is literally LeBron. He's got for 28 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds.
What about that game against Toronto?
6 assists.
And
then Kyle Kuzma stepped up.
I was about to say he didn't perform at all in that game.
I think that he's just used to playing with, like, people who expect him.
Yeah.
You know, to...
Well, what really sucks is, like, he had a ton of people there to watch that game. There was a ton of people, like, high-profile people there to watch the game. And then after that game, he ended up going to P. Diddy's party. I don't know if it was his birthday party or what. Ended up going to his party at LL Cool J and a bunch of other, like, artists. It was kind of interesting because it was, like, an hour after the game. He arrives there and he's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about basketball. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Get out of.
So, like, just looking at the standings right now, I'm pretty proud. The Raptors are 10-1, so that's pretty good. 1 loss on the season, and that's for the Eastern Conference. For the Western Conference, the Warriors are 10-1 as well. The Timberwolves are 4-7, so you know, but the Lakers are 4-6.
Yeah, and Camilla just hasn't been performing how we thought he would.
Yeah, I think, and like I said, I honestly think that, like, Melo, this whole thing with LeBron and Melo right now is that they're trying to shape Melo to be like LeBron, but I don't know if that's going to necessarily work for the Lakers. Like, Kobe worked for the Lakers, but LeBron obviously isn't.
Kobe!
So, I don't know, we'll have to see.
I don't know.
It really sucks that he had a bad game, though.
Yeah, and I don't really think it's all his fault. I mean, it's definitely different coming into a new team. You know, the comfort a little bit, but everybody has an off game. So
yeah, you know, I agree.
I guess we're kind of going on with the Lakers. We're talk about a little bit about LaMelo Ball's professional hoops. Well. It's taken a pause because the youngest Ball brothers returning to high school basketball and having been accepted to, what is it? Man, I can't.
What?
Spire Academy, sorry.
Yeah, that's what
I was like, man, it's just slipped my mind for a second. The Spire Academy, which I'd never really heard of until I seen the story and I kind of did a little bit of research on them. And they
put out some good players.
I was like, yeah, if you're gonna play a sport, well, they don't have a football team, which kind of irked me a little bit. But they have basketball, track, and volleyball, soccer, and swimming's like their big things, and so like that's what they focus on. And he's playing with. They got a kid from Lithuania who's 7'7", who's the second tallest basketball player in the world and taller than any other NBA player currently. And it's just wild because I saw a video of him. They'd go do a tip ball, and he doesn't even have to jump. Their facilities are massive.
Dang. Yeah.
Like I saw their school. Like, it's funny. I was seeing the map. Their school is this really tiny little square, and then their facilities are just giant facilities. Either their basketball court, they have indoor basketball courts that has like 8 NBA regulation courts on it. Their indoor volleyball court has like 8 courts. It's just insane. They're massive structures, and then their schools, like for the actual education part, it's like kind of tiny. And I just think that's kind of funny. But I guess like if you're going in there, if you're going to that school, you're probably going for sports, not so much for school anyway. I think it's funny because they're going through the curriculum, and they're like one of them was a class for NCAA rules and guidelines, and I was like,
dang, that's funny.
To have that in a high school class is kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, because schools like that are just getting you ready for the NBA.
Exactly. And it said, Ball just announced that he will enroll at Spire Institute in Geneva, Ohio, a school that has both state-of-the-art facilities and also used as training in the U.S. Olympic team. So, I was really confused. Like, how could this even be possible? Well, apparently, according to Jake Winnington, Melo was never paid during his time as a pro over in. So he never lost his eligibility, and apparently that makes it okay for Ball to suit up starting November 13th. So that means he also has college eligibility because he never got paid for playing.
And you know what? LeVar set that up 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Because he said, Dad, if I'm going to be over here, I want to be getting paid for it. And he said, no, because you still want to have the option to go play in college. And I think that they're going to send him to UCLA. That's where they all played. They're going to send him to UCLA, and then they're going to try and get on the Lakers. He wants his son on the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And or his son's on the Lakers, and I mean, they're not doing so hard, so we'll see.
I don't know. That's just like, I just saw that. I was like, man, I know we talked a lot about the Ball family and just the different athletes and how they've been playing different. They've been playing overseas, and like, was it Lithuania that they're playing?
Yeah, Lithuania.
Yeah, they're playing in the his father's owned junior basketball association, the JBA and stuff, and it's just like, it's interesting, but
they have no future but basketball.
Yeah,
so.
I was like, that's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, man, that kind of sucks though. I was like, I know from experience, you're one injury away from the last game you'll ever play. And
that's true.
Then what? You got nothing to fall back on. So.
Yeah, that's a whole nother tangent, but that's a reason why I'm like super like for athletes getting at least to their junior year in college and then like going back in the off season just to have something to fall back on, you know.
Luckily for him though, he does have something to fall back. He has his dad's company.
Yeah,
worst comes to worst, he just works there or works in it and does stuff.
Yeah,
you know. But I don't know. I think it's quite wild. I didn't even know they had like these schools that it's just like all sports.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely do, and of course they learn. You know, of course they like take classes and all that, but it's so focused on.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, man, because I know some teachers back in the day that would be like, the athletes, so they don't lose eligibility, have to have like 70 in a class. They hadn't turned anything in that class and still had the 70 in the class. Yeah. You know, you kind of think, how much of that is going on, you know?
Yeah, certain schools definitely cater to the athletes. So.
And I mean, when this is a school that completely caters towards athletes, kind of curious how that education...
Yeah, what the level there is. Well, it's also funny, just like how going to school... I was talking last week with some friends, just like how going to school in Texas is different from going to school like in the north and stuff like that. They're like... Your history teacher was the football coach? Yeah,
well, here's the thing. In a lot of the northern states, like my father's from Colorado, and he played football his entire life as well. Well, we have a period for football.
Yeah.
They don't have that there. That's not a thing. Like the coaches only coach. Like that's their only job.
Yeah.
And it's an after school thing.
Yeah.
Or before.
So basically you're talking about like practice.
Yeah, that's the only time that they, other than, that's the only time that they see them was during practice. They don't have like a period to.
I don't think that we did. We had there was like gym.
But in high school, your gym, instead of like gym, like athletes I had football period where that's where we did a lot of our working out, going over plays.
No. Okay, yeah, we had that too. And then you would, ours was either you had it, I think in 7th grade it was like in the afternoon. It was like your last period of the day and then you had practice in the afternoon. And then 8th grade it was like you had it in the mornings and it was your first period of the day. And then high school it was always in the afternoon. In the morning.
I had it in the mornings for most of my career in high school, which never made sense. I hated it. I'd rather go work out before I go to practice, or even then we get a longer practice, stuff like that, which you can't really get in those other states. Like I believe Oklahoma, and maybe Kansas are the only states that kind of do that. Hence why Texas is such a powerhouse for football. I want to say, but
for real.
We definitely do put a lot more time on that. So, and speaking of Texas football. We got the most important news.
Them Tarleton Texans.
The undefeated Tarleton Texans. We won 59-3.
So me and my friends, I went with Emily actually. Emily and one of her roommates is Nick, and we stayed for the first half of the game. And At halftime, the score was 38-0.
I was about to say, I remember sitting down because I just got back, and I sat down. I just hear the cannon go off. And then I hear it a little bit later, and a little bit later. I'm like, all right.
You're like, okay. Oh, you already know what's going on.
So that means that leaves us with one more game, and it is home as well, correct?
Yep, it's
and
home.
It's going to be against Western New Mexico State.
Yes.
Which,
so winning this game, either way will be conference champs. I haven't looked at any other of the teams in our conference, but what I think the issue is, maybe one other team in our conference has one loss. So if we lose, we're co-conference champs, but if we win, we're conference champs. Western New Mexico is 0-9. So
I'm not
saying anything.
See, and
but I think it's going to be a good week for Tarleton football.
The only issue is they need to keep their head on straight, because as soon as you start thinking, they've never won a game, that's when you get.
Well, no, I mean, this team from Missouri, they were pretty bad too, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
They had no defense and no offense. And so I think the good thing about our boys this year is they're not getting big heads, and they're kind of just like, we want to score. So they're just going to keep scoring and scoring and scoring until game over.
I hope so, because my senior year of high school, my very final game, we were playing against Montgomery. And Montgomery was, they were second seed in our district. They were going, and they were already going. And it was just fun because they weren't expecting us, because we had won 1 or 2 games that entire season. They weren't expecting us to come out of the gate and hit them in the mouth right away.
Yeah.
And we ended up beating them in overtime. We were a 2-8 school, just beat a 9-1 school right before they went to playoffs. So it can happen. I just hope they, keep it straight, keep it down, keep hitting them, keep running, keep doing it, man. Keep fighting. Or at least for the first half, have all the first strength in until it makes such a large lead that they can kind of rest. Because, you don't want to wear them out right before postseason. But
Exactly. And postseason, also with clinching the championship, we're guaranteed 2 home games.
Yeah. And then if we have one more in the region, we're number 2 in our region. So if they lose, we'll get 3 games.
Yeah.
Home, which will give us an amazing advantage. And hopefully our stadium would be done by then, yeah?
I think no. I think they're gonna try though. But I'm thinking it's looking pretty good for Tarleton football. We're looking pretty good for a bowl game, and then playoffs.
No, I know we got a bowl game. There's no way we don't have a bowl game right now.
Yeah, so playoffs are looking pretty good too. Volleyball, they lost. They did lose a game.
And then didn't our basketball season start up?
Basketball started as well. And I believe the men won both the games that they played that day.
Yeah.
I think the women did as well. There's a volleyball tournament for the conference. We're conference champs, so I don't. There's a tournament tomorrow. I'll be there, so I guess I'll report back next week on how that went. But yeah, Tarleton sports is looking pretty good right now. So
yeah, I think I'll be working the volleyball games next week too, or the week after next, one of those. So I'll be able to stay in touch with that and stay tuned with that. So that means next episode, we're going to either know if we are undefeated champions
or co-conference champs, which, like I said, we don't want to jinx anything, but things are looking good.
They got a ring. That's what matters.
Yeah.
We've got another ring. That makes me happy.
Yep. But,
because I remember I was on campus and they were doing a tour and someone was like, hey, and this is this year, like, hey, what about the football team? Is they any good? And the tour guide was like, yeah. And I was like, I'm like, dude, I got a ring for this school.
Yeah, but also that was before I even started. So, No, I'm just saying
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't tell everybody. This is my 10th year in college, my 32nd semester.
But how off are you? By a couple semesters? But anyways, we'll keep you guys updated on all things Tarleton sports and just all things music news in general.
That's right. So make sure to check in on next episode of Wave of the Planet.
Big audition.
If you enjoyed the show, please rate, review, and subscribe for updates when new episodes drop. And follow our station on Twitter and on Facebook at The Planet 107 to see everything going on at Tarleton Radio.